everybody. Welcome back to another episode of God Built This podcast. We are on episode 18, and I am your host, Maxine. So, welcome back. Let's just get straight into it, okay? I know the last episode we talked about a new job being in the near horizon, but I'm here to tell you right now that is not the case. Okay. Oh my gosh, so much to say, so much to say. And let's just go ahead and get started with where we left off. Okay, so on the last episode, I shared my disdain, to say the least, with my current situation at my current situation. And I was seeking out other places of employment and got a call back immediately from this particular school that aligns with my teaching style and really matches with my experience prior to my current job. And so I just saw it has a great fit. The phone interview went well. And the next step was to go there and to deliver a sample lesson, to get a round table type of interview style. And you know what? Let me just tell you like this. I am so sick of the shit. I'm sorry to my witness out there. I'm sorry. I know as a Christian, I should, act as I get it. I totally get it. But I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of just the way about getting things. Like, who created interviews? Who makes you the God of all gods for me to kind of be in a position where I am needing your validation? Anyways, clearly I'm saying this because I didn't get it. And I'm upset. But no, but honestly, I'm sick of it. I think it's just, let me just explain my experience. It went really well, contrary to what you may think because of how I'm describing it right now. But it went really well. So let me just start from the beginning. I was called in to go ahead and deliver a sample lesson and teach amongst a class as if it was my actual class if I was given that position. So prior to going there, I was given a lesson already. So what was unclear was when she sent me a lesson plan example, she didn't make it seem like this was exactly the lesson she didn't make it seem like this was the lesson plan that she wanted me to teach. It just seemed like, oh, this is what we do here, create a lesson plan that matches what we're doing. And once I created my lesson plan and I had to submit it to her by a deadline. So that already was like, all right, y'all niggas are just like, okay, deadline, what the fuck? But okay, cool, I did that. So I did that, right? I did it hours before the deadline. So, I'm on it and I'm feeling good. I get a response saying, oh, no, this is the lesson plan we want you to teach. This is it. And so we're giving you this blank lesson plan template for you to fill in with the lesson plan that we have already given you. Now, to those who are listening, who are not teachers and who have no experience in the classroom, you may think, oh, well, they're doing the work for you. That's fine. Isn't that great? No, it's not great, because you know what? The lesson that she's giving me to go ahead and teach as if it's my own is not my own. I have to now become aware of what is being taught or what she wants me to teach as if I have no authority over it. Now I have to get used to whatever it is that you want me to teach rather than me coming in teaching what I want to teach according to the grade level. You see what I mean? My lack of autonomy is now present because I have to now do what you're telling me to do. When typically, when a teacher is applying for a teaching position, he or she will bring an example. Why did I say like that? An example of a lesson plan, okay? Meaning that he or she will create a lesson plan of their own, right? That's according to that grade level and teach it accordingly, right? It is not, I'm just not used to a school giving me a lesson plan to teach. Like, huh? But okay, cool. So she sent that feedback back to me, letting me know, oh, we actually want you to teach this lesson plan that we gave you, and so teach it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm looking through the lesson plan. It's a story that I have never read in my whole entire life, never heard of it, never taught this lesson, never taught this text. And I'm just like, all right. Okay. The devil tried it, but I'm going to just push through. Mind you, she's sending me this. Well, she sent me this on a work day, obviously, right? So I'm at work and I'm busy tussling with the students because every 2 seconds they want to come up to me with questions about X, Y, and Z. So I'm trying to manage all of these things all at once on top of my anxiety that always likes to creep in from here and there. And I'm just trying to see how can I now meet these new found, expectations for this lesson plan so I could send it by the deadline. So I'm just already overwhelmed, annoyed, all this crap. So I finally did it. I completed before the new deadline that she gave me, and that was done. So I'm like, okay, great. Got that done. The following day, I go to that school to deliver my lesson plan. Girl, why do I go in there and it's a whole schedule they give me, like it's super like official and like extra at the same time. Like I appreciate the thought and effort put into it, but it's just kind of like, all right, nigga, are you giving me the position or not? Like, it's just all this time I'm being spent here under your care, under your supervision, and not being told immediately if I have the position or not is just a waste of my damn time. Okay? That's just how I feel. I feel like, as interviewers, you should be mindful of the interviewee's time. Maximize their time. Don't X amount, 5 hours, 3 hours of their day just to decline them from the position. I understand there's other candidates or whatever. That's cool. But, nigga, I took off a day from work that could have just been, and I'm on salary, so it's cool, but it's just the principle. Like, it was nice to have a day off too, but at the end of the day, it's just like, my time. It's my time. Okay, so anyways, I'm moving ahead. Okay, so I'm there, right? I'm given a schedule of my day, So as soon as I enter, I'm given a packet to fill out. In this packet are different questions for me to respond to, and these questions are scenarios, like school type scenarios. If X student comes in with a bruise on her knee, or if X student is walking into a classroom and everyone starts laughing, what would you do? All this bullshit has questions. I'm just like over it. Can I just get the job? Huh? Anyway, so I'm answering these questions, putting my best face forward, and going about it as efficiently as I can. Next moment, and mind you, I'm not even given enough time to complete it, but I still do complete it in time. Boom, 30 minutes goes by. A student comes in and greets me and tells me she's going to lead me to the classroom in which I will be teaching. So I go to the classroom. Every teacher that's already employees there they're looking at me like, oh, who's this new blood? Like, you know how people are just like feeling you out, trying to see, oh, is this the new, potential hire? Is this, who is she? Just like super nosy, but like not really trying to say hello. They're just trying to feel me out. Like they're trying to smell my blood. So I'm just like smiling because at this point, my job could be, this job potentially could be in your hands. So I'm gonna try to look as positive as possible. I don't want to make a bad impression. So I get to the classroom and I'm trying to set up my computer. The teacher who was there previously is like, oh, sometimes the Wi-Fi is a little finicky for guests, and yeah, just like she says it so passively, as if like she was not even trying to help me out. So I'm standing there like, but how do I connect though? Like I still need to connect to the Wi-Fi. And she's just standing there looking at the projector screen while I'm looking at the projector screen, trying to figure out if this Wi-Fi don't work, what am I gonna do? So thank God the Wi-Fi did work. She was of no help. She left the classroom. I'm, setting up my PowerPoint slides and, just getting ready, preparing my script per se for this class. And I was studying beforehand about this text that I was apparently going to teach today, well, that day. And so students come in and it's just immediate, like, I'm being judged. I'm being like looked at from top to bottom. Not from the kids though. Not from the kids. The kids are fine actually. They were well behaved. They spoke well. They were engaged. They were great. I'm being judged by the crew of people, the crew of employees who decide to walk in to my lesson plan sample and watch me with their dead eyes looking at me like I'm doing everything wrong. So I'm just immediately like, let me just fake the funk and try to not present my insecurities right now because I'm feeling a little under pressure. But while under pressure, I smile. Even if I'm not smiling inside, I push through and I smile. And I'm teaching my ass off. I'm doing the damn thing. And I'm teaching in a manner that as if I know the text that I'm teaching, okay? And I know not one thing about it, but I build off of what students are saying. So I'm really good at that. I realize that's a gift of mine. So I'm doing that. The teachers in the background or the leaders in the background, they're just watching me, no expression on their face, no smile, nothing, just like dead. I'm just like, all right, niggas, can y'all cut the poker face crap and just look like humans for real? So I'm just annoyed with that, but I'm covering it. And so that goes by. Afterwards, I'm led into like a feedback session. So everyone who was in that classroom who was judging me are now given the opportunity to present their judgment to me. Thankfully, there were many strengths that I displayed and that they recognized, and they made that very clear. And there were just minor things that they gave me as like things to improve on, whatever. And I'm sitting there and I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is some bullshit. Like, honestly, this is just dumb. And it's not to sound like I'm prideful or that I'm not, like, I do receive constructive criticism. I really do. It's just, I don't know. I don't want to even say this because I don't want to sound like I'm giving excuses. I'm just so sick of people thinking they are in position to give me anything. Like, I don't know how to say it without sounding like a bee, but like, who are you? Like, who are you? You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool, you have this title. Okay, cool, you're the school leader or you're this or that. Okay, yet I still am a good teacher. Yet I am still worthy of this position, whether you see it fit or not. I'm just, I'm just taking it in, and I'm not even saying this as if like they had a lot of negatives. They really didn't. They had more positives to say, but the areas of improvement that they shared was just areas that like I know I'm good at. It was just in that moment, I guess, in that line of pressure, being that I was given a lesson plan rather than me creating my lesson plan. I wasn't really in position to uh, teach from something that I created. Rather, I have to teach from what is given to me. And that's no excuse. I get that. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just over it. I'm just over the whole interview process. I'm over the whole phone interview and then go through the next step. Nigga, what is the first step? At this point, if I'm over here spending 3 hours of my time with you, give me the position. Because at this point, I should be compensated. That should be a law. If you spend more than an hour at an establishment in which you are interested in being hired, you should be compensated for your time, especially if you did not get the position. I don't know, maybe I'm just hurt. But either way, they ended the meeting off with, you had a lot of strengths and this and that. Yet everyone who was speaking to me, they had a poker face still. So it was hard for me to read them. But I'm just judging off of the words that they gave me. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm in good standing. And the lady specifically told me she will give me a call the following day by the end of that day. So I'm like, okay, great, cool. I'm holding on to the fact that they said I have a lot of strengths. They named my strengths and it was just great. So I'm thinking, okay, I got it. I nailed it. I know there was some areas of what they said, could have been improved, but for the most part, this is mine. I'm claiming it. You know how us Christians be like, oh, I'm claiming it. It has my name on it. It's mine. Blah, blah, blah. Look, if it ain't God's will, it ain't yours. Okay? And that's just it. So Friday comes. Okay? Friday, 4 o'clock comes. Okay, Friday, 7 o'clock comes. Nigga, at this point, I'm about to drive back to that school and be like, what's up? You said by the end of the day, and I'm not thinking by the end of the day. I'm thinking by the end of the work day. And I'm giving y'all 7 o'clock because maybe you got home late. Okay? I did not hear from them, y'all, until today. And today is the day of next week, in which is later than the day she was going to call me, than she said herself. And when she said specifically, I'm going to call, she clearly stated a specific time frame. You know what I mean? She didn't say no vague language. She didn't say, oh, I'm going to call you in the future, or I'll keep in contact. Those vague language that they use sometimes. No, she was specific. She said a day, and she said at which time, by the end of the day. That states a time. Yet I did not hear from her at all. So I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Maybe they'll call me on a Saturday. Maybe they just got so tied up with Friday. Maybe Friday there was a fire drill. I'm trying to make up excuses in my head. Following day comes, Saturday comes, nothing. Sunday, I know damn well no one's calling me on a Sunday. Monday comes, still nothing. So I'm like, okay. Oh, actually, no. Friday, I emailed them when it got close to like 7 o'clock. I emailed them saying, thank you for this opportunity. That BS follow-up email. I emailed them that. No response. I'm thinking, okay, Monday comes. Nothing still. Tuesday comes. I'm just like, you know what? This is actually rude. I'm actually offended because you said I was going to receive a phone call the following day from my interview, yet nothing was received and nothing was responded to. Therefore, who do you think I am, Even if you went along with someone else, common courtesy says, hey, by the way, we pick someone else. Blessings, you know? So today I called the lady actually. I called her directly to her cell phone. Okay? Because the bitch needs to know. I called her and I say, you know, the formalities. It was great interviewing with you. I am, you know, I would like to know the status of my candidacy. Please give me a call back as soon as you can, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, message me, whatever. I get an immediate response. Okay. So you heard my voicemail, but you didn't see my email? Okay. All right. So immediately I get a response through email, and she says, "Oh, I meant to send it, but I guess it got stuck in her outbox." Her out, yeah. She put that in the parentheses, and then she just copied and pasted the the usual "you didn't get it" email response. You know, thank you for taking your time to apply to this school. We decided to go with another candidate. We wish you best on your endeavors. No, you don't. Okay. Anyways, I say all that to say God's plans may not always be the plan you have for yourself, okay? And his thoughts are not your thoughts. This brings me to Isaiah 55, 8 and 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Okay? And I had to reflect on this verse because I needed a moment. I needed to recognize that, you know what? Let his will be done. I'm tired of getting all up in arms over when things don't go my way. And boom, I'm stuck with battling through my anxiety because of things not working out the way I thought they would. And not recognizing that, you know what? Even though my plan in the natural, like in my own mind, may have seemed that it was the best plan for me, it's not, you know? And I had to remind myself that because I know that I complained about my current job, right? And, excuse me, I know I complain about my current job, but I know I've been having just a negative mindset about it. Then I realized, okay, it's really up to me to make the best of what I have. It's really up to me to choose happiness, to choose joy over everything, to choose God over everything. So many times the enemy tries to distract me and to make me only see the negatives. And though there may be negatives right in front of me, that's life, right? It's about finding the blessings out of the chaos, finding the lemonade out of the lemons. All those sayings, it's so true. It's so true because your mind, and I know for me, my mind will be the death of me if I don't control it. I have had so many thoughts that have been negative just throughout this new journey that I'm on, okay? And I had to really sit down and recognize this is not right. This is not healthy. This is not productive. And this will not get me anywhere. You know, in my head, I'm thinking, oh, if I get this new job, right, everything would be better because I will have the opportunity to teach the way I like teaching. You know, I will have the opportunity to actually teach, right? You know, but there, whenever you go to a new position or a new place or new area, new job, whatever the case is, there will always be negatives. You know, not everything is peachy keen. Not everything is going to just be greener on the other side. There will be areas where, dang, I wish this wasn't happening. I wish this, you know, this is always something to complain about. It's really up to you to decide whether or not you're going to let this consume you, or you're going to make the best of it. Okay, until God finds and opens another opportunity, opens a door for me. But I realized that I think it's my mind. I feel like I am looking at things negatively. I am not finding the blessings in everything, and I've been focusing on the negatives. I remember when I got laid off. Okay, it was a laid off. I didn't get fired. But I got laid off from a school that I was working at when I was back home in Boston before I became an adjunct professor. And I was so comfortable in that position because I was there right out of undergrad. As soon as I graduated undergrad, University of New Haven, woo woo, go Chargers. As soon as I graduated from undergrad, I immediately started working at that school. And at that school, I have grown. I have grown to be just a stronger woman and a stronger professional woman at that. And so I become so accustomed to that school that I was not in a mindset where I wanted change, where I wanted to move out of it. Yet I remember saying to myself, as soon as I complete my master's degree program, I want out. I wanted else. And as soon as I did complete my master's degree program, boom, that's when I got laid off. And I said to myself, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go back to the same position at a different school. It's like just going backwards at a different school. And so I was saying to myself, I gotta elevate. I gotta find ways to elevate and mature in my career. And so that's when I applied to college professor positions. And I remember being a young girl fantasizing over being a college professor one day. And I'm so blessed that I was able to have that opportunity, although it was adjunct and the pay wasn't great. But it was an experience that I have been wanting for so long, and I finally had that experience. And I think about this position that I got denied of. It would have been the same position I had back home in Boston. It would have been the same position I had for the past some years. Rather than going forward, it would have been a position going backwards. And although it's comfortable, right? It's comfortable. It's a regular classroom teacher position with a middle school class. It would have been the same as it was for me in Boston. And why would I be doing that? What was the point? What would have been the point of me moving down here to Texas to just work the same type of job here? Like with my current job that I'm at right now, the thing I could say is it's definitely different than what I'm used to and what I've been doing. So there's that difference there. But yeah, the job that I applied to, it was literally, it would have been the same thing as before. And that is not why I pursued other opportunities. That is not why I pursued a life here in Texas. So I do believe that was God's way of reminding me that in order to move forward, you got to actually move forward and not take steps backwards and not take steps in a manner that's comfortable for me. And that's hard. There's so many areas in my life where I am dealing with newness. Everything that's happening to me right now is new, okay? Having my own place, that's new. I've been under my parents' home for 27 years. Okay. So having my own place, having the responsibility of rent, like, woo, that's crazy. Having the responsibility of furniture, of feeding myself, of like planning out, oh, if I'm gonna cook this meal, how many days out of the week will it last me? Like, I gotta think about those things. And I know to some who's listening is like, all right, what? But it's real for other people who I know in my personal life who are, in the same position, are now really being the adult that they have seen others be. Now it's our turn. Well, now it's my turn, So all of this newness. So it's not just that, but I'm in a whole new ass state. I'm in a whole new ass state, okay? And I'm just adjusting to everything and trying to find my footing. So it's the fact that I'm in a whole new ass job. Everything is new. And, I'm grateful that my experience and my qualifications and just me as I am helps me in my position. So I'm grateful for that. But it's just, there's so much newness. I even have a new car, y'all. Like, and even that, like, it's so weird to me because you know how when you pray for something and it happens, at least for me, when I pray for something and it finally happens, I feel like, is this really for me? Like, I feel like an imposter. I feel like this isn't really mine. Something's gonna take it away. Something bad's gonna happen. I deal a lot with my mental state. It's ridiculous. I might have to seek therapy, which is totally fine, but I don't know about my health plan. Okay, so I'm just gonna talk to God and figure it out. Okay, but this is not to say anyone else who's dealing with stuff, seek out help if you can. But and definitely talk to God. But my point is, I'm in a position where I have prayed about, oh, I want to have my own place. I want to be able to support and sustain myself, and then boom, God makes it happen. I'm literally in my own place right now, recording this episode. I have a new car. I have a new job. I have a new journey that I'm on. And I still feel like, oh, who, huh? This is actually happening? Like, I don't feel comfortable yet. I don't feel like this is mine yet. Like, it took me a while to fully unpack, and my apartment isn't a home yet, right? And sometimes I feel bad for even wanting to make it a home because I left my home in Boston, So I'm dealing with a lot of different emotions about it all. And I say all that to say, when you're praying for something and then it comes, sometimes the enemy will try to make you feel like, oh, this isn't really what you want. Oh, you can't handle this now that you have it. I'm constantly dealing with thoughts as such. And I need to recognize that more and to not publicly, but like actively work against it. It's I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, even when I got my new car, I immediately felt anxiety, like, oh my gosh, what if I can't afford it anymore? What if I should have just stuck with my old and regular car, something that I'm familiar with. Oh my god, I got an apartment. What if I can't pay the rent? All of a sudden I'm gonna get kicked out, my credit's gonna get messed up. Like, when you go to a new level in your life, there's new responsibilities. And then with me, there's a new level of anxiety. There's a new level of stress. There's a new level of just, I can't, can I really handle it? Can I not? Can I, there's all of this that I go through mentally when I'm furthering myself in life. Yet it's like, isn't this what I wanted? Isn't this what I've been praying for? And I had to tell myself, yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Stop trying to down yourself. Stop trying to make yourself feel unworthy. You have everything that I've been through in life has brought me here to this point. And I'm here on purpose, okay? So I need to walk in that purpose and fully embrace this journey that I'm on. I am conscious of my anxiety, of my mind, and how my mind plays tricks on me. Yet, it's a struggle. Anyways, I hope y'all understand. Anyways, I didn't get the job. That's all I gotta say. I didn't get the job, and I'm still in my current job. Yet, you know what? I'm going to choose gratefulness. I'm going to choose gratefulness. I'm going to find blessings out of everything. And I think about the fact that, you know, when I expressed my concerns to my employer, she was very supportive and showed grace and mercy. She could have, like, what job do y'all know, would assist you, not assist you, but like be supportive in some way or fashion when they tell you you're seeking other places of employment? She was just like, oh, if it doesn't work out with this one, that's totally fine. Stay as long as you need to. Like, totally, like, accommodating me. And that is nothing but the grace of God, honestly. Now, I don't know how long that grace is going to last because she is still human and she could, I don't know. But there goes my anxiety kicking in because immediately I'm going to start worrying about what I may not see or may see. I don't know. But my point is, there is still much to be grateful for. And yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, as soon as I received that confirmation that I did not receive the job offer, I was immediately filled with just frustration. My whole body got hot. I was immediately feeling like, oh, a failure, a reject, all of these things. And that's an attack from the enemy himself. He will want you to believe things that are not true. Just because someone rejects you, does not offer you what you wanted, does not mean you're unworthy of it. It just means that it wasn't for you. And when God closes one door, another door, a window is open. And I just have to push through. And I can't Here's the thing. I refuse to wallow anymore. I refuse to be in a crying state anymore. Like, I'm tired of allowing my emotions to get the best of me. Instead, I'm going to stand in it. I'm still going to worship. I'm still going to go to church. I'm still going to praise God. I'm still going to persevere because you know what? God sees this and he will honor this and he will make a way regardless. And there is so much blessing around me, yet my eyes are so covered with the negative and the anxiety that I have to face every waking moment. Okay? So, yes, please, if anyone else is dealing with just newness in their life, please take it one step at a time. Please stop and reflect and realize there's blessings in your life. No matter how much negative you see in front of you, there is a blessing. Okay, now let's talk about my weekend. Okay. So this brings me to my weekend. I had a bomb weekend, okay? I went to this little party and it was like an R&B theme party and I went by myself, solo dolo, okay? And initially I'm thinking, oh, was this a good idea to go alone? I'm just like, I don't know. But I really wanted to go. So I went. And I'm so happy I did. So I'm looking good, okay? And I'm thinking, you know what? I haven't gone out. I haven't like really like, yeah, I haven't gone to a party since I moved here. And I just want to enjoy my night out. Like I want to just let loose and stop feeling so tied up or, curled up in a ball and just trapped in my place and trapped in my comfort zone. Like I just want to go out and, meet who I meet. So I go out and immediately the energy, the people is just right. Everything was right. So I'm just like, oh great, this is great, this is great, this is great. So I'm drinking or whatever. And niggas are coming up to me. And it's cool. But there was one dude who just kind of wouldn't leave me alone. He eventually did, but he kind of, I don't know if he felt entitled by me because he bought me a drink. But please, if there is any man listening, just because you buy a woman a drink does not mean she is obligated to be with you for the rest of the night. Okay? Please stand back. A drink was a courtesy. It does not mean anything more. I did not ask for a drink. You offered, and of course I will say yes. But yeah, this man was just so like, semi-possessive. As soon as he got me a drink, which was a shot actually, he's like, oh, well, so you with me tonight? And I'm just like, no, I'm not. I'm not though. And I'm trying my best to not, be mean or be rude because I'm not trying to have acid thrown in my face because look, there are a lot of men out there who cannot handle rejection and just have acid in their pocket and they just throw it in your face. Look, I'm not trying to get caught up. Okay? So I'm just like, hey, this is no pressure. You could go ahead and talk to whomever. Like, I'm talking to, like, I forget exactly what I said, but I said everything along those lines, letting him know, no, I'm not, because I'm not going to be so direct to the point where my life could be at risk. Look, you got to think about it like that because that's reality for many women. Okay, I've heard too many stories of women who have been injured or killed because they rejected a man, because many men out there are not secure with themselves. So he finally left me alone, thank God, but he kept on checking in on me periodically as if I don't know why. Anyways, I vibed out with this other dude and he was cool, whatever, but here's the thing with me. I don't know if it's a spirit that's on me. I don't know. I want to call it the momentous spirit. I say that because every interaction I've had with men, like romantic interaction, it's always lasted a mere moment. It's never lasted anything longer than that. And it's frustrating, I feel like maybe I am incapable of having a lasting love relationship. And I don't want to maybe that's the enemy trying to, tell you who you are, love. Look, if I just look down my track record, it's all been moments with these niggas. It's all been moments, it'll be like 3 months or it'll be a year, right? And that year, boom, you die. You just go ghost. You fell off the face of the earth. I don't hear from you. And this is a reoccurring thing that happens in my life. And I don't know what it is. But with the guy I met, he was someone who was here just for the weekend. So that wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. But it was just the point of the matter was, it was nothing more than that moment. Like I just want to attract someone who is in it for the long haul. But then again, maybe I give off a persona or an aura that means momentous, maybe I give off an aura that means, hey, let's just kick it for a while and bye. Like maybe I'm non-committal, there's that saying, you attract who you are. Maybe I'm just so emotionally unavailable. I naturally attract men who are just in it for the moment. I don't know. This is kind of sad. But yeah, it's something that I notice about myself according to my track record. Anyways, regardless, I had a great weekend. It was fun, and I am going to make an intentional effort to go out more, to meet more people, and hopefully attract niggas who will last longer than a moment. But I do want to put myself out there and really embrace this journey that I'm on. I know I've been so stressed and focused on work or, adjusting with life here, yet I'm not giving myself time to really have fun. And like I've gone to events here and there. There were two events that I was planning to go to, but somehow they just got canceled. And like I haven't really gone out to like party or like dance, just be around people in gathering, like not like that. So this was my only time when I actually had that opportunity. And so it was a really fun time. So I'm happy I went. And I think I'm just so comfortable being by myself that even though I made like two friends or so here, it's like I just go by myself. Like, it's either you invite me and I go with you, or I go by myself. But I don't know. Like, I'm the type of person, I don't like to ask you again. you know, if you've already said no to me the first time for whatever reason, it could have been a valid reason, right? You just couldn't make it. You had previous engagements, and whatever it is, that's fine. But I don't like to ask you again because you've already denied me before. I don't know. Maybe I'm an introvert like that, but I don't like putting names on myself like that. But I just like to feel like I don't want to feel like I need you. But then again, I have to deal with, because I remember when I was on my solo trip to DR, and I know I'm kind of going a lot of different areas, but I'm just talking right now. When I went on my solo trip to DR, people were just like, "Oh, you're here alone." It's like when people ask that question, I have to immediately have a reason, right? I have to immediately have an excuse. So when I was asked that question when I went out this past weekend, I was like, oh yeah, I just moved here, even though I just moved here 2 months ago. It's still fresh, but it's still like, oh, but you still came here alone? Like, I feel like I need to always have like a good reason why I'm here alone. So I hit them with, oh, I just saw it randomly. I decided to just stop by, or, oh, I just moved here last week, or like, yes, I'm here alone. Stop fucking asking me. I don't know. Maybe I should just reach out to the people who I've become friendly with. But then again, look, I don't know. Anyways, I am making an intentional effort to put myself out there, to meet people, to meet just men, okay, and women, to hang out with them. But I enjoyed the flirtation that was going on. I enjoyed men looking at me and just like, okay, like I enjoy feeling like a woman. I know I feel like a woman every day, and I'm not saying this to say like, oh, men, I need to be validated by. No, but let's just keep it real. When I get dressed, when I go out, it always feels better when I'm complimented by men and women too. That's cool. But like when an attractive man, well, a man who I find attractive compliments me, I have a little bit more pep in my step, okay? And that's what was going on last weekend. So, yeah, I want to go out more just for that. Okay? I want to go out on dates. I want to, experience, dating out here and see what these niggas are about. Hello, because some of them are kind of foreign, but some of them are kind of questionable. I am in the South, okay, and I'm not trying to get caught up, so let's keep it at a distance if need be. But my point is, I already have another event that I'm gonna go to this week. My plan is to like go out at least 3 times a month. I want to be, of course, mindful of my budget. I'm not trying to go crazy, but there are some cost-friendly events. Utilize it. So that's what I'm gonna do because I really was impressed with the last event that I went to, and I just wanna experience more of that. But with that event, it was a traveling group that has like different tour stops, I guess, for their event. So it's not like they're here every weekend or so, but whatever. That was a nice time. Yes. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. But look, I encourage anyone to just try to find the blessing in your situation. I know with this current position I'm in now, God is showing me and telling me to go forth with different ideas that I have. Um, I'm just so sick and tired of interviews and wanting to be made worthy in front of people who I don't even know. People who I'm just meeting, people who I have to impress in order to get a job. Like, I want to be the boss. I want to hire niggas. I want to employ you. But I know as me, I will be a strong employer. I will maximize your time. I will be clear with my direction for you. I will lead you accordingly. And a lot of employers lack that skill. But also I just want to be the boss. Like, I just want to be the boss, and I just want to be the boss. I just want to wake up to the tune of my own horn, right? Is that the saying? I just want to have product that I have, in which gathers crowds of people. So I have a couple ideas to go about that. I'm realizing, oh, hey, maybe an entrepreneur is something that I could research and invest in and see, different areas that I could work with in that regard. So I have a couple ideas. I've been writing things down, and I've even been reading the Bible regarding entrepreneurship and seeing what does the word say about that. And we'll talk about that another time. But look, in the midst of it all, I'm just going to worship. I'm just going to continue to praise him, because the enemy wants me to flop. The enemy wants me to drown in negativity, drown in anxiety. Yet I'm going to stand strong and persevere. God will honor that. He will open doors, open opportunities for me. And I'm open to different things. Like, I know I was not created to simply be confined in a classroom, right? There are so many different thoughts and ideas, and God created me to be extraordinary. And I know that this is not just it for me. So let this be a marker for y'all to look back and be like, oh, that was Maxine. She did that. And look at her 2 years from now or a year from now, whatever the case is. But anyways, all these ideas just got to be put to on paper and researched and, acted upon. But I thank God for my mind. Honestly, I know it could be a tool the enemy uses to deter me, but it's a tool in which I could grow and mature in, so I could use it for the glory of God rather than for anything else. So let's just wrap up right here. I hope y'all received anything that I said. I kind of rambled on, and but I hope you got it. Just a reminder, we went over Jeremiah 29, verse 11. Wait, did we go over Jeremiah 29? No, we didn't. We went over Isaiah 55, verse 8 through 9. And I wanted to go over Jeremiah 29, verse 11, which is kind of what the main topic of what I was rambling about. Jeremiah 29, verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So I've definitely talked about this verse in previous episodes. Look, the Bible is meant to be repeated, okay? There are different areas in the Bible in which it is more applicable for you now than it was then, etc. So trust and believe this is still relevant regardless. So yeah, so we reflected on two different verses, and I hope anyone receives something from this. Let me know in the comments, in our Instagram page at God Built This, and also in my personal page, Hema Moore on Instagram. Y'all, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate the listeners and people who have been just kind of coming out the woodwork, giving me praise, and just, oh, I really appreciate it. You don't know. So please continue to do so, and thank you for your support. Let's go ahead and wrap up. Father God, we want to thank you. We want to thank you for your love. We want to thank you for your guidance. We want to thank you for your grace, Lord. You have created us to be great. You have created us to be worshipers, Lord. So I pray that we utilize the tools that you have given us to be strong and to be who you have called us to be, Father God. Lord, we bind any tool the enemy uses to work against us. Instead, we turn it around for the greater good. We turn it around for the purpose and the destiny that you have for us, Father God. Lord, I pray that you continue to just show us just your will in our life. Show us how to go about the different ideas that you have allowed for us to think about, Lord. Give us the steps necessary to move forward in our walk with you, Jesus. And it's in your name we pray. Amen. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of God Built This podcast with your host, Maxine. Please rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts and follow and comment on SoundCloud. God bless.